International Trade Focus is brought to you by GOIL and Agricultural Development Bank.
Coming up on International Trade Focus, we shall bring you highlights of the U.S. Ghana Business Expo 2023.
Research shows that the USA is one of Ghana's fastest growing export markets. During the year 2021, Ghana's exports to the USA amounted to approximately $1.56 billion. Undoubtedly, enhancing US-Ghana trade relations is crucial to cultivate even more robust and mutually beneficial trade ties. US-Ghana Business Expo 2023 is set to be a pivotal event emphasizing the importance of the strong economic ties between the two nations. With Ghana being a crucial trading partner for the United States and both countries benefiting from the robust exchange of goods, the Expo serves as a platform to enhance this relationship further. Through the Expo, industry leaders will explore avenues to expand their trade horizons, paving the way for the growth of sectors such as automobiles, machinery, minerals, oil, and cocoa. Tune in for exclusive insights and highlights of the US Ghana Business Expo 2023 on this week's episode of International Trade Focus. Now, the event was all about harnessing the power of US Ghana trade relations for mutual growth and prosperity. My name is Anaspio and this is International Trade Focus. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Gold Good Energy, ADB, Truly Agric and more, Public Elegance and Pediasi Valley Resort. You just tuned in, you're watching International Trade Focus. Now, we're bringing you highlights of the US Ghana Business Expo 2023, showcasing the dynamic discussions, key moments and opportunities that emerged from this significant event. Stay tuned for an insightful look into the world of US Ghana trade relations and the exciting prospects it holds. Stay connected for a first-hand look at the dynamic discussions, strategic partnerships, and exciting opportunities that emerged from this significant event.
Minority programs have left black businesses and black communities out. We are specific, we are transparent, and most importantly, we make sure that there's accountability. Our second one is around access to capital. This afternoon, I met many business owners here at the trade show, and many of them are looking to do business in America. When usually we do trade shows, it's about how can black-owned businesses do business on the continent of Africa. We've got to change that conversation and to say, how can we take black businesses on the continent of Africa to America? In America, black consumers have income, we have disposable income, and we have some net wealth. What we need to do is develop relationships here to bring your businesses to America so that we can provide the equity that we are looking to do. We just saw in America as well as around the globe a pandemic hit and 40% of our businesses were forced to close. During that time, the question was asked if there was a white-owned product, a black American-owned product, and an African-owned product, all qualities being the same, which would you prefer supporting? Undeniably, it was a black-owned product from Africa. We've got to be the voice for the global voice for black businesses, not just in America, but here in Africa, so that we can carry your business issues and concerns as well as opportunities back to America. Our third one is around entrepreneurial training. Many of the businesses here, as has been stated, want to do business in America. We provide online training, free of charge for those businesses here to learn how to do business in America. We have 6 chambers on the continent of Africa. We're in London, we're in Toronto, Canada, as well as China, and we do this every month free of charge for those businesses that are trying to do business on the continent of Africa. And lastly is around chamber development. When I began the U.S. Black Chamber, we had 6 chambers. Today, as stated, we have over 156. We want to make sure that when we leave here, this is not just a transactional relationship, but it really is about transforming not just black Americans, but black people around the globe. We are here for the rest of the week, and we're looking to make sure that we meet you where you are so that we can carry you to where you want to be.
Thank you, Mr. Busby. This is an old organization. I knew about this organization even before I left America to move to Ghana. So happy that you're here today. I want to turn back to the GIPC and Mr. Afriyu. Can you talk to us about impediments that need to be removed to fast-track trade between Ghana and the U.S.?
Although there are various enabling policies, the diaspora policy that I heard from my senior colleague is almost effective. We're also looking at the Homeland Return Bill, which will formalize the return of our kith and kin to Ghana, to firstly see Ghana as a home and a place that you can reside with your family in peace and harmony, but also to do business. So those enabling legislations are in place. Of course, in any business environment, there are impediments. If you look at the broader economic macro picture, there are some difficulties around that. But thankfully, under the current dispensation, under the PCPEG, the post-COVID program for economic growth, we are beginning to put in place the right policies for Ghana to get out of the woods. We are seeing that some of those bottlenecks will ultimately turn into areas of opportunity. And we see several opportunities, several growth poles in Ghana. So I want to really dwell on the successes of how the diaspora have been able to galvanize much needed capital and know-how to bring to Ghana. If you look at sectors, for example, in real estate, there are a number of success stories from the diaspora. If you look at manufacturing that Honorable Minister spoke about within the 10-point industrialization plan, that has enormous cascading benefit for diasporan capital in textiles and garments, in pharmaceuticals, in other segments. These are all doable and give excellent return. But importantly, there are markets. Ghana, in an era of nearshoring and reshoring where companies are bringing manufacturing back to the home market, Ghana really presents an opportunity for diasporan capital to be properly galvanized, work in Ghana, and to export back to the U.S. market. But also importantly, leveraging on the Africa Continental Free Trade area, which has significant benefits. It's a market of approximately 1.4 billion with a growing GDP of 3.4 trillion. So Ghana really is that stepping stone. And I have heard of the word home being bandied around, and indeed, Ghana is that home. And at the GIPC, we ensure that we begin from cradle to grave in terms of the facilitation process for the chambers of commerce that are here to be able to bring businesses to spot the opportunities, and then we can talk about the difficulties around bottlenecks and how collectively we overcome that. So, Mr. Minister, I will leave the policy question for you to answer at a later date. Thank you.
My name is Yvonne Bochwe, and I am from Fidelity Bank, Ghana. This question is for the entire panel. What are the challenges that have you faced entering into Ghana or into any international jurisdiction?
We all know there is the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is supposed to expand the African market into a single market. It provides an opportunity for companies that originate in Africa to access all the African market without tariffs and reduced tariffs. So what I've been thinking is, we know American companies have been investing in Ghana. What is the plan to support Ghanaian companies to take advantage of this after opportunity in Africa?
Good afternoon. My name is Nanetta Toahene. I'm the Secretary of Ghana Association of Southern California. My question is, what infrastructure is being put in place for diasporans to prosper in business? The main challenge I'm seeing is that there is no streamlined process for us to follow, and it's almost like the wild, wild west.
All right, thank you. So we end the questions. Over to you.
I think if you should ask me, the first and biggest issue that confronts most people about coming to Ghana, the diaspora, to do business, would be on the basis of what, rules and regulations confront them. There should be any dispute. And for which reason, most of them, as far as the diaspora is concerned, would want to be on equal footing as the Ghanaian. For which reason, we get these numerous requests coming to us. One, for them to be given residence permits first in Ghana, and then to graduate from there to become Ghanaians, so that once Ghanaian, then they face the same fate as every other Ghanaian doing business. There are other things, of course, that would, that is depending on how one has, gone ahead with their regularization of their stay in Ghana status is, for instance, if you're coming to Ghana not as a Ghanaian, then in some of the businesses you face a high level of entry barrier in terms of the capital. And then, of course, legal aspects that one has to deal with. The other thing that is obviously, there for anyone to, the documentations and the necessary directives that would enable you to know which industry, which traditional area, blah, 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 to deal with. Ghana, of course, as a nation state, has got one common rules and regulations governing everything. But then, of course, we also have our traditional authorities and the traditional areas. And every one of them have got some peculiarities that you may have to deal with. So depending on where you might decide to do your business, you may have to deal with the specifics that pertain to that area. I think on the broad level, these are what I see on regular basis. Of course, there's also that thing that people also face, whilst, which I believe to a great extent, this government has really done a great job as to the registration of the business in the first place. The fact that we have digitized and gone online and done so much about our business process enables people to, deal with that issue far better than it was. But that was certainly an issue previously. Thank you.
And the second question was about tariff relief or doing business in the United States. They wanted to know what plans have been made. I'm not sure you guys tariff relief.
Yeah, if I can, there was a young man in the back that spoke to the power of us uniting and coming together. Let me show you the economic potential of Black American business connecting here in Ghana. Black businesses in the United States of America have grown 3 times the national rate to more than 3.2 million Black-owned businesses. Representative of that, Black American businesses contribute over $200 billion in revenue to the U.S. economy. Not only do Black American businesses contribute to the overall GDP, Black businesses have hired, in terms of job production, over 1.2 million individuals. We are now seeing not only that the significant growth is taking place, Black women represent 34% of the 3.2 million, Black men 56% of the 3.2 million, but Black women are the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurs in the United States, regardless of race, creed, color, sexual orientation, or gender. So give yourselves a round of applause for black women. Most importantly, you think about the black American population of more than 47 million. We also have a consumer purchasing power of more than an estimated $1.5 trillion as a consumer base. We as black Americans, if we focused circulating the dollar amongst each other to 100%, could rebuild America by ourselves. Most importantly, when we realize the significant impact of that tremendous buying power, not only could we focus our attention on America, but we could focus on returning home throughout Ghana and the entire continent. So there is power in us connecting. It is estimated and predicted by 2042 that in the United States of America, Asians, Hispanics, blacks, and Native American will be the majority population in the United States of America. Okay. So more black babies are asking the question, give me the tools and the education so that I can own my own and no longer be owned by anybody else.
Okay, thank you.
This is our time, and we are now going to connect and make the linkages that are necessary to build a global economy by black Americans in Africa for all Africans throughout the diaspora.
Actually, I wanted to address the question about Ghana and what the barriers are, right?
Okay.
So our company has a research team. It's a mixed team of people with a lot of experience and young people who live online and live on social media. We do research before we enter into any market. We try to find a centralized place that would tell us all of the industries in which Ghana has opportunities, such as a manufacturing sector. Typically in the U.S. we have codes that we look at, and on an international level we look at harmonization codes. So we're trying to find a centralized place because we survey our members to say, what is it, which sectors do you want us to relate to while we are there? We couldn't find a centralized place. So for us, it would be helpful to have one place where we can find all of the sectors in one centralized place.
You're watching International Trade Focus. There's more highlights of the U.S.-Ghana Business Expo 2023 after this break. Don't go away. A warm welcome back. You're watching International Trade Focus. Stay tuned as we bring you interviews with key industry players, government officials and entrepreneurs who shared their thoughts on the pivotal role that the Ghana-U.S. trade relations plays in driving economic development.
My name is Kweku Osei-Sapon. I'm with Rife International. We are a clean energy company focused on residential, commercial and industrial and utility scale clean energy applications. Well, we believe these events are very important for organizations like ourselves to showcase what we do, but also to connect us with relevant industry stakeholders and then essentially to bring sensitization about clean energy to Ghana. As we already know, clean energy is the future of Africa. It is a more sustainable, more cleaner, more cheaper form of energy. And unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of education or sensitization about what the potential is. So these events are actually very relevant, bringing together the key stakeholders, bringing together industry, and it allows for collaborations to happen. But also I think that it allows for the fostering of US and then Ghana business relationships. So these are really good. When it comes to clean energy in Ghana, our focus has been more on solar energy and then energy efficiency. Our applications has been for commercial and industrial industries. So be it your office complex or your malls or your manufacturing companies, etc. We are able to provide solar energy at no upfront cost and then provide the customers with savings in their energy, as well as also being sustainable as an organization. We also have residential applications for individuals that are looking to reduce their cost of energy, but also sensitive to the environmental implication of the use of their energy.
I'm from Cargill Ghana Limited, a cocoa processing company located at the Tema Free Zone in Tema. So we're into cocoa processing. We've been around for 15 years. So this is the display of how from the cocoa beans you are getting our product. That is our cocoa powders. These are packaging, and then some of the businesses that also pick products from us and turn into ready products. So from the cocoa beans, we then deshell them, and then we get the raw nibs. The raw nibs is then roasted, just like you roast your granuts, and then they are made into cocoa paste, which is also referred to as the cocoa liquor or the cocoa mass. It is then pressed to get the solid part, that is the cocoa cake, and the liquid part, that is the batter. This batter is unfiltered. It has some of the traces of the cocoa liquor inside. It is then filtered to get the cocoa butter. So the hard part is then milled with heavy industrial machines to get our cocoa powders. We have 3 types of cocoa powder in Ghana, but with Cargill Global, we can make up to 150 shades of cocoa powder. So based on what the customer needs, we then advise on which of our types that they can use it for. So our packaging is in the gherkins cocoa for the cocoa powder, the cocoa mass in 25 kg, and then the cocoa powder in cocoa butter in 25 kg. And then we have it in tons. The minimum we sell to a customer is about a ton. For us to exhibit what we can do with our cocoa powder, and also for some of our customers that we are displaying, for people to see when they pick up our products, they can turn it into to also do investments in Ghana and make the country go. Yes.
So basically, EPAC is into the production of flexible packaging. We do the standard pouches, the roll stock, sachet packaging, and the markets that we serve are the snacks markets, cereals, agri-businesses, and a wide range of markets. Yeah, so I think that, Ghana has a lot of things to offer. We have a lot of products, but then we lack the exposure to exhibit our products to other countries or to take our products to the other countries. And so when we partake in programs like these, it provides the platform for Made in Ghana goods to be seen elsewhere. And I think that if we're able to organize a lot more of these, eventually every other person outside of Ghana would get to see the amazing products that Ghanaians have to offer. Because with EPAC, for instance, a lot of people, when they come by, they are surprised that we do all of these things in Ghana. But then, like I said, yes, so if we're able to hold programs like these, eventually I think the whole world will hear of Ghana.
Hi, I'm Wilmot Allen, and I'm based in Kenya. I'm managing director for a company called D-Grid Energy, which is a supplier of solar-powered cold storage, headquartered in Potomac, Maryland, with operations across Africa and across emerging markets. And we are keen on helping companies solve food security in a climate-friendly way, as well as promote economic development throughout Africa. Absolutely, we do have an entry point through our partner, FreezeLink, and so we're here also to expand that footprint with our partner for greater penetration in the Ghanaian market. I think it's doing this. It's telling our story and connecting with fellow entrepreneurs and potential customers, and we really appreciate the opportunity, which is hosted by the Commercial Service of the U.S. government, the Global Diversity Export Initiative, and all of its sponsors to have this opportunity to be a part of this great and historic mission in which diaspora are engaging with Ghana We also would like to salute the country of Ghana and the president. We know how hard and how earnest he has been in engaging diaspora. Well, Prosper Africa, I'll speak to that, is very relevant because it's to prosper Africa as well as the U.S., so shared prosperity. And I think it's very relevant across different sectors. As you know, we were chatting briefly about AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Through a separate initiative, I'm involved in promoting trade, two-way trade and investment. And I think the message from this diverse network is this, is that America is a very ready partner and the diaspora is ready to lead in that effort. And I always say this, if you look at the diaspora connections with their homelands in Israel, India, and China, you would see that there's economic transformation that's happened because of structured approaches, a commitment to it, and resourcing available to actually fund it. And so we want to make sure that the same is true with Ghana and with the rest of the diaspora. This is our second stop. The first one was in South Africa, and the last will be Nigeria.
My name is Alexandra Prempe, and I'm the president of Organization for Women International Trade, with Ghana chapter, where we empower more women to go into international trade, be the regional, that's AFCFTA, or global, that is exporting under AGOA and the EU markets. We empower more women so that they can also showcase their products in this international market. Okay, so far we've been empowering our women because we realize that some of the women need special skills development. So we've been empowering them with capacity building, how to export, how to be export readiness, how to do your product should be of quality and also innovative. We talk about your labeling, your branding, and also how to make sure that your product meet the requirements. So what we try to do is we help some of the women by helping them to get their certification and also how to enter the U.S. AGOA market. We have been having a webinar, training webinars every month, export readiness webinars with AFCFTA, with the AGOA and other webinars here. Response so far, I would say is good, but we still have more room because we are a trade support organization, and sometimes we don't give money. We have to look for agencies that can support our women, and sometimes it can be very difficult. There are so many policies that are not working for women in trade. Like for instance, if we say we should take advantage of AFCFTA, I mean from one Africa country to one Africa country is very difficult. So we are trying to see how best we can help our women, can support our women. We are also asking that the government can have a kind of a support system to help our women, because women in Ghana, they are very innovative. Just a little push, they are there. So we need help because some of this, like for instance, this trade mission, a lot of our members are around trying to see how they can partner with these U.S. organizations and also to collaborate with them. But it's difficult. Even to get a booth here is very expensive. So none of our members will be able to afford such a stand. But this is the right platform for them to showcase their products, because these people coming from the U.S. and other places, they are interested in African products with our shea butters and with their clothing and textiles. They are so much interested, but they didn't get the opportunity to exhibit their product because they couldn't afford the stand. So if government can support us, when such programs are coming, they say, okay, we are looking for 10 women from all these women organizations so that we can get them the booth so that they can come and display their product. I think it will help us a lot because now things are difficult for our women. So we need some kind of support.
My name is Emmanuel Oladake, President and CEO of Muller Price. We're a technology company based in New York, focused on cybersecurity, cloud, digital transformation, as well as infrastructure support and services. We help global clients as well as some of the government agencies, executing outcomes and projects, to drive the sustainability goals and mission critical priorities of our clients. Oh, this is a very vital expo, which kind of fosters relationship between both countries, as well as businesses across the continent and the U.S. So this is relevant for us to connect with those on the ground, build partnerships with those who are looking to have some sort of technology transfer to Ghana, or some of the pain points and problems that some of the businesses are facing. We bring the expertise to bear so we can support, drive that outcome, as well as the benefits is mutual on both sides. So on a business to business level, that's very fantastic, and on a country to country level. So I think we expect more of this to happen, and we're happy to always be part of it. As part of our our vision to having a footprint in the continent, we're looking at also places like Nigeria, South Africa, and of course Ghana is our first hub. And we've been trying to upskill some of the talents that come out of colleges, from school without opportunity firsthand, to get them trained, certified through what we call our Next Gen program. And they are mentored with experienced professionals from the States, and getting global certifications that can make them very productive across Ghana and across around the world. So these are some of the things that we are doing on the ground, investing in the people, as well as finding ways to connect with the business to business as well.
Well, I'm Eric Mabenge. I'm the MD of Sewia Mining Company. We are located in Tantra, east of Accra. We are into mining and the export of gold. We mine and we export. It was a concept that we came with. Originally, we went to mining, but we thought that it was important for us to also export, because we have customers who buy and they also need someone to export. So we say, why not? Let's get an export license, so if we can supply them, we can also export for them. Presently, we are focusing on only the purchase and export of gold, because mining is capital intensive. You need a lot of money to do mining, and you need to do the mining correctly. So for us, we work with investors who give us money to buy and then export to them. To buy from small-scale miners, because normally the mining law permits you to buy only from someone who has a license, who is operating legally. So buy from legal mining companies, small-scale mining companies, and then we export for our investors. The American Chamber of Commerce is one of the biggest body that when it comes to advertisement. If you are showcased by American Chamber of Commerce, other companies around the world can see some amount of credibility in your company. If you have to build a relationship with another company, for example in the U.S., in Europe, it takes time. But when American Chamber of Commerce showcase your company, it's easy for other companies around the world to know that your company is a reliable company. So I think American Chamber of Commerce actually expose you to the world. They bring credibility to what you are doing. And you can see there are a lot of people around. They will get to understand what you are doing. They will take your contact, and then you can build relationship.
And there you have it, highlights and excerpts of the U.S. Ghana Business Expo 2023. We believe this episode has been insightful. News and events comes up shortly after this break. Don't go away. It's a wrap for today's episode. Join us same time next week for some more on international trade-related activities here in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Good Energy, ADB, Truly, Agric, and more. Public Elegance and Podias Valley Resort. My name is Anna Skio. Bye-bye for now.